The MLB playoffs have finally begun, and today's video is going to be about some cards that I am looking into, some cards that are going to be, in my opinion, some good pickups for the postseason and into the off season. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. It is the #1 way to tell YouTube and the algorithm that this is valued content. And if you're new here, you're into sports and sports cards, I am making videos almost every single day of the week. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell icon so you don't miss a single one of my episodes. I'm super excited. We're finally here. The playoffs are already underway, and I figured I've been getting this as the most requested video, so I figured I'd put this one out. Let's get into this one. As always, this isn't financial advice. These are just cards I'm interested in purchasing before the playoffs begin and into the off season. So first up, we're going to take a look at Abreu Pujols. Now, I know obviously the Angels aren't in the playoffs, far from it. Unfortunately for Mike Trout, they have got to find a way to get that guy into the playoffs. The card specifically that I'm talking about today is going to be the Bowman PSA 9. Now, this card has been trending up in value, but he just surpassed Willie Mays as 5th all-time in home runs. Really excited for him. As a Cardinals fan, I loved Abreu Pujols growing up. Now let's take a look at his graph over on Card Ladder. All right, so as you see, the most recent sale for this Pujols PSA 9 was on 9/22 for $300 even. You could have bought it way back on 6/29 for only $169.50. That is a growth rate of 28%. Guys, I have been preaching about this card. Grade really doesn't matter. This specific card, as long as it's a 9 or 10, or you have a keen eye and you buy raw, I believe this is going to be a moneymaker. Pujols is still playing, and he's still hitting home runs. Yes, his average is never going to return to 300, I don't think. He just cracked 299, unfortunately. So his average as a big leaguer will never be 300 lifetime ever again. But he's still hitting home runs, and his career's not over. So as he approaches that 700 point, fingers crossed, maybe, possibly, he could potentially get 755, 756, become the home run king. I do believe he is a lock for Hall of Fame, guys. So because of that, I still think even at the $300 price point, this is an extreme value. I know it is a bit on the more expensive side, but as we move closer to the end of his career, this card, as all legends do, is just going to slowly tick up and up. And as he breaks more and more records, you know, there's going to be little spikes here and there along the way. So I do think this card still has opportunity to grow. So that's why it's going to be the first one on the list today. All right, next up is a guy that I, a few months ago, said stay clear of. These guys are cheaters. It's going to be the 2017 Alex Bregman PSA 10 Chrome. And the reason I really like this one right now is because of the whole cheating scandal. A lot of these players' cards are just dirt cheap. And because of that, I'm really interested in the Alex Bregman. Full disclosure, I do have one of these. So for that reason, I just wanted to let you know. I'm excited for this card. The Astros just beat the Twins in the first game yesterday. So who knows, maybe they could make a deep run. I had them at the beginning of the season, actually, to make it to the World Series. Bregman, obviously, on that team, hasn't been performing all that well this season. However, they do have great postseason experience. They know how to play in the postseason. And honestly, I could see them making a deep run yet again with or without the trash cans. Let's take a look at this one, though. It most recently sold on 9/18 for $40. Guys, I really do think that's extremely underpriced for him. And way back on 7/5, it sold for $43. That growth rate is negative 8.3. If you remember before the whole garbage can thing came out, he was regarded as one of the best players, not only in the AL, but in all of baseball. And for that reason, I think if any one of these Astros players can kind of shake that stigma, it's going to be Alex Bregman. He's an underdog. He has a mountain of a chip on his shoulder. And if he wasn't involved in that cheating scandal, I would be a huge fan of his. So for that reason, I got to put him on the list. All right, next up is a card that at the beginning of the year spiked, went absolutely ballistic, went crazy, went into the stratosphere. And for that reason, I kind of pumped the brakes on it, but it's definitely come down because as we know, Cody Bellinger did not have a very good season. However, the Dodgers are the heavy favorite to win the World Series this year. You can talk about, oh yeah, but they always choke it away. But for me, Cody Bellinger has proved he is a gamer. He turns it on in October. He's going to be one of their key pieces to actually securing the championship this season. I personally do have them winning the World Series. You can check that video out. I made that just yesterday. You can check that one out. Bellinger, this is his PSA 10, 2017 Topps card. Way back on 8/30, you could have bought this one for $289. Again, this is PSA 10, but most recently it sold on 9/27 for only $194. That is a growth rate of a negative 32%. So because of that, guys, I think this is a perfect opportunity to buy this card. Like I said, he is a gamer. He plays well in the postseason. Yes, he had a down year, but just think of all of the things that have happened this season. It's not a normal season. I don't think we can judge a player solely based on this season. All right, next up is yet another Dodger, and there is actually one more on this list. It's gonna be none other than the newest Dodger, Mookie Betts. Before this season started, I had him winning the NL MVP. He potentially may have lived up to it, we'll see. But man, he's been playing good baseball. He is, in my opinion, the second best player in all of baseball, right behind Mike Trout. And again, I do see the Dodgers going deep into the playoffs. So for that reason, the 2014 Mookie Betts PSA 10, this is the Topps update version. It is the one that I'm focusing in on, and I think that there is opportunity to make some money on this card. Taking a look, the most recent sale was on 9/27 for $425. Way back on 6/29, you could have bought this bad boy for $201. That's a 111% growth rate. Again, though, guys, I do believe there's a lot of things at play here. Obviously, the Dodgers potentially winning a World Series, making a deep playoff run, but he's also in the conversation for MVP. So for those couple reasons, and again, I really do believe he is the second best player in all of baseball. So for all those reasons, I think that this is a buy. I don't think his prices are going to dip too terribly in the offseason. I think it probably will dip a little bit, but even at this price point, I don't think it's going to be a terrible buy. Coming into next season, the prices will rise again. And for that reason, Mookie Betts is going to be on this list. All right, next up, a guy who is one of the front runners for AL MVP. It's going to be Jose Abreu. Specifically his 2014 Topps PSA 10. Obviously, the White Sox are the upstart, young, fun team in the AL. They won their game yesterday. Lucas Giolito took a perfect game into the 6th inning. It was a beauty. It was an absolute beauty of a game. I personally did not have them winning that series, but now I'm kind of thinking that's why I'm picking Jose Abreu as one of my picks for the postseason. Back on 7/28, you could have bought this thing for only $28. $28, guys. That is way less than what mediocre players are going for now. But most recently, it sold for $113 on 9/27. That's a growth rate of 380%. Yes, I know you're trying to buy low and sell high, but guys, I honestly just do not think his prices will ever drop below 150 ever again, because he's probably going to win MVP, and it's looking like the White Sox may be able to put together a deep playoff run. So for that reason, Jose Abreu, maybe one of the most disrespected players in all of baseball because he's been out in no man's land in the South Side, but I got to give him credit where credit is due. I think he's a good buy right now. All right, going up from the upstart team in the AL to a player who is on the upstart team in the NL, it's going to be none other than Fernando Tatis Jr. The Padres are playing my St. Louis Cardinals, and honestly, I don't think the Cardinals are going to get the job done. I do have the Padres winning this series, and I do think that Fernando Tatis is going to be able to turn it back on, return to that mid-season form. He was the hobbies card that was on fire the most during the middle of the season. Obviously, he cooled down. He got into contact, apparently, with his dad. They did some hitting drills, and he's looking like he's turning it back on right at the right time here in the playoffs. So let's take a look at his 2019 Topps base PSA 10 on card ladder. Back on 8/29, this thing was going for $251. The most recent sale on 9/27 was $156. That rate of growth is negative 37%. For that reason, I think this is a great buy. Could you imagine if they're able to topple the Dodgers and make it to the World Series? It's going to take Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis to be at their best if that's in the cards for the Padres. So for that reason, he's got to be on this list. The last player on my list today, and the player with the most to gain, and in my opinion, the most for his cards to gain, is going to be Clayton Kershaw. This guy is an absolute legend. Look at his regular season stats. Tell me I'm wrong. Yes, he's had some postseason, let's call them struggles. I think this year is the year finally the Dodgers get over the hump. It's this year or never, honestly. But I do think that they do get over the hump. And I really do believe Kershaw's going to come out there, be a gamer, have a great World Series game or two, and really prove that he is not just a dud in the playoffs. Let's take a look at his 2008 Topps Update PSA 10. Back on 7/1, you could have bought this thing for $286. Most recently, on 9/24, it sold for $562. That is a growth rate of 96%, guys. 96%. And even at that price, I don't think this is a bad buy. In fact, I think it's a great buy. Why? Because he, as I said, is an absolute legend. He has everything. He has the Cy Youngs. He has all the stats to back it up. All he needs to cement his legacy is a World Series, and I really do believe that they will win, that the Dodgers will be triumphant finally. Will it mean as much? Maybe not, but in the history books, you're going to see that Clayton Kershaw won a World Series, and that is all that's going to matter. His card prices will reflect that. He's a no-brainer Hall of Famer. I think much like Albert Pujols, his cards are slowly going to go up in value. And for that reason, he's got to be the #1 pick of the postseason. I really do think that even if the Dodgers don't win a World Series, he's still a legend. He's still a legend. He's still Clayton Kershaw. All right, so there you have it, guys. There it is. My picks for the MLB postseason this year. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments section. Who are you picking up for the playoffs? Who are you guys investing in? Who are you potentially buying? Let me know. I love chopping it up with you guys in the comments section below. I'll be hanging out there. And if you guys have any other questions for me or just want to talk to me, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. I am always down to return DMs. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. It really does go a very long way with helping out the algorithm. And if you're new here, like I said, I make sports and sports card content almost every single day here on the channel. So if you dig it, smash that subscribe button, join the team, get in that comment section. And last but not least, you're buying sports cards on eBay. Might as well use my affiliate link. It really does help me out a lot. Keeps me doing these videos every single day. I appreciate you all. You're all amazing. And until next time, keep cracking packs, keep collecting. I will see you all in the next one.